Good morning, Cuomo. My name is Brianna Pintens.
Okay, my name is Jake.
I'm Jamie.
I am a currently unemployed sommelier.
I attend bar in Williamsburg.
I'm a restaurant or cafe manager, as well as a food journalist, also based in Brooklyn.
I've been in the industry for 15 plus years. This is what I love to do. This is what I am excited about.
And once I started and realized it was more of a people job than a drink job, or, it just went from there.
Food is not just a restaurant or a farm or a home cook. It's all of it. It's sort of how we interact with people. It's how we interact with ourselves, with our environment. And then COVID happened.
I mean, March 12th, Thursday, March 12th. That's like the date of my last day of work. I'm an asthmatic, so I stopped working right away.
Initially, I had a handful of very close friends call it and move out. Lack of work, health concerns. It just wasn't worth that grind and that struggle to stay here when the things that they had moved here for didn't exist anymore.
I kind of fell into this beat, I guess, of really specifically restaurant politics. Historically, we've been ignored, we've been unskilled, we've been looked down on.
Tips alone were really, really low, just we didn't have the business, we didn't have the people coming in. And then on top of it, as we switched to sort of a retail model, tips went down drastically, the percentage.
The people who are good people and are generous and can recognize what servers are going through are all being extra nice and extra generous and extra considerate and like really supporting, like the people with the blankets on the curb and stuff, The people who have been extra shitty.
You're supposed to just be there and be a punching bag for any person who walks in and is upset that day, or any person who wants something on the side and they can't get, like tiny things that people just always have gotten mad at us for.
It's a completely different job. What's your name? What's your phone number? What's your address? What's your temperature? Here's a whole speech about how you must wear your mask at all times, hand sanitizer, going to the bathroom. It's just this whole checklist of stuff you have to do that has nothing to do with customer service or hospitality at all. And the navigation of people who come in and don't understand that this is the new norm, that they have to follow these guidelines.
And that's been, my whole thing with sort of the essential worker thing, is this label that just got slapped on us after years and years and years of being nothing, like so far from essential, where we were barely considered people.
Some leftover from draconian society about the service class, where it allows a certain type of certain personality types to really just like not feel bad about dismissing you as a person.
And I think when that is what you're constantly getting hit with, when that's your life, when that's your job, it's very hard to feel like you have any authority to say, that's not cool.
There is nobody in the bar community who is anti-restriction. I don't think that can be said enough. We want everybody to be safe. We do not want to be contributing to the spread of a disease so that we can keep serving drinks. Like, that's not what the community is about.
The whole sort of issue I have with indoor dining, not just now, but also in September, it's been the way that it's being done. When they first announced it in September, it was all these precautions for customers. But what about the servers? What about the bartenders? Is there a rule? It's the sort of only thing protecting them was this capacity rule.
And it hasn't really meant that a lot of people are getting their jobs back. It just means that the people that have been working are getting more shifts, or that they're just asked to do more. To make ends meet, you've cut your staff by an incredible amount. So what used to be done by 7 or 8 people is now done by 1 or 2 people. You're talking about one person having to bartend, bus tables, serve tables, seat tables, set up the dining room, break it down. That's a lot of work for one person for very little money.
I mean, the first word that comes to mind is excited, but it's really just relieved. It's like, I wish I could be excited, but it's really just like, hey, Now that you've been threatened with lawsuits publicly,
You know, I think if you feel comfortable and your whole staff feels comfortable, that's great.
I work for people who give a shit about me as a person. So like, you know, somebody who's proven that they have your best interests in mind as a human being, you can trust them when they, you know, tell you it's fine to come back to work or do whatever else.
I think what is concerning to me is the majority of people who've reached out to me in response to articles or, you know, tweets even, whatever it is. The majority of people are saying, you know, my manager just threw me in. My owner just said we're doing this. No sort of like conversation about, do you feel safe doing this? And if not, how can we make you feel safe?
People I know, even my favorite regulars, didn't want to come inside when the weather was nice and when they were allowed to the first time around. Like, people just don't feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, like not every bar is great. Not every bar is run by great people. Not all the bartenders are interested in taking care of people. But a lot of us are. We're all human beings. People are going to go out. It's going to be uncomfortable at first, maybe. Some people are going to be a little bit more skittish than others. Some people are going to be more cavalier than others. And there will be a me standing there saying to the cavalier person, put your mask over your nose, dummy. And the person who's twitching at being able to ask to use the bathroom, you tell that person that it's cool and that don't worry, we cleaned it in the last 15 minutes.
If you can't keep us safe, don't make the rule. Don't make the call. I would rather wait. I would rather have it be safe. I would rather have it feel like you're at least paying a little attention.
It's like a really tiny little Band-Aid on a big gaping wound. It's not even stopping the bleeding. It's not even stopping from it. Like, it just.
I think it needs to also be talked about that Cuomo does not tip when he goes out to drink or eat. I have it on very good authority that he is a needy customer who does not tip.
He announces shit, and it's like, what are you even, where is that coming from? And in what world do you think that works, you know? But yeah, just like pay attention. And you know, these people are here. It's not like we're in some hole hiding, you know, we're here, we're on the front lines. Pay attention to the people who are there every day, who are doing these jobs. Those are the people that you're throwing onto the front line and have been throwing onto the front line since March.